What's good, everybody? I'm Brandon. Hey, Brad, today we're about to do a video from CDTV Productions. This video is titled 10 Most Overhyped Rap Songs. Y'all requested this on Trippy, I got y'all. Bro, you know how many overhyped rap songs there are, nigga? Man, so many things is overhyped. He said these are the 10 most, though. Once again, of course, whenever somebody talking about top whatever, nigga, it's always subjective. So we might not agree with the homie is saying, but we still gonna see, though. I'm ready hopping into it. Let's go.
Yo, it's your boy Soldier Boy, man. Shout out CDTV Productions. Smash that subscribe and like button.
What? He got a shout out.
Hello there. Hey guys, Shrek here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 rap songs that I think are overhyped. These aren't necessarily songs that I dislike or hate, just ones that I think are overrated. So, with that being said, this is CDTV. I'll be answering as many DMs as possible on my Instagram a few hours after this video goes up, so go follow me there. And with that being said, let's take a look at what the 10 most overhyped rap songs are, in my opinion.
Retard, rapping as I'm mocking deaf rock stars, wearing synthetic wigs made of anwars, dreadlocks.
It's the video.
This song did a lot for Tyler, helping to propel him into the spotlight, and I appreciate that, but I really don't like it. The production on this song just sounds incredibly ugly, with this really grating loop continuing throughout the whole song, and these really scratchy synths coming in during the chorus. But me feeling this way isn't unreasonable, because Tyler revealed in an interview 2 years ago that he was actually trying to make a bad beat with this one, to imitate and mock New York rappers. He says he made the beat in 8 minutes and that it was a joke. Knowing that doesn't make the song any better for me, but it's cool to know the purpose behind it. The verses aren't that bad either, but it's just something that I'll never be able to like with how off-putting the instrumental is.
It's the visual though. What? You don't like Antidote? In is all we know. I did. Don't go through the front though.
Again, this is a song that was huge for Travis's career, and that's a plus, but I've never really been huge on this one. The best part of this song for me is the short rapping verse that Travis has on here, but it doesn't show up until almost 3.5 minutes into the track. And my issue is that I don't hugely enjoy everything leading up to that point in the song. Like, on one hand it's good, because it really
like the song, but when he raps right there, that is the best part.
Every time I listen to it, I just feel like I'm constantly waiting for that verse to come on. I just find everything else before it to be pretty slow moving, and I feel like the song would benefit hugely from being cut down by about a minute or so. A change as small as that would make it flow together much better in my opinion.
Wait a boss. It's whatever. You know, this song was always whatever.
Auto-tuned Wiz Khalifa is the worst Wiz Khalifa in my opinion. I just don't think he utilises the auto-tune in any creative or effective way here, and it just comes off as very obnoxious if anything. Like, just listen to how drowned out his voice is by the pitch correction. He's clearly using it just for the sake of using it, and it does not sound good. Then you just add on a pretty average flow with barely any switches, and you've got yourself a pretty bad song.
Hey, that's real though. He don't switch his flow that much. Oh, okay. Yeah, all Eminem stuff.
This one is interesting to me
play
because
10 seconds,
even
that
when
shit
I
get
was
copyrighted.
10 years old and I first listened to Curtain Call, this was one of my least favourite songs on there. But everyone else seemed to really love it. And that's still the way I feel about it 10 years later. I'm gonna be brutally honest here. Even though I really love the sincerity of the song, I just find it really boring to listen to. The song has a very conversational feel to it,
I don't
and
even
considering
remember this
the subject
song,
matter,
so
I'm
if
sure
I don't
it's
remember it,
supposed
that
to sound
means
that way. But Eminem
probably didn't
remaining
leave an impression
monotone
on me
throughout
either.
each verse just makes the song sound really lifeless to me. And then, when his vocals eventually do switch up for the hook, I feel like they sound a bit too whiny, and I don't enjoy that part of the track either. I love the content and the beat on this one, but everything else on here falls flat for me.
What? Bad bitches is the only thing that I like.
To this day, this is still one of Ray Shremmerd's most popular songs.
It's a good song.
And I still don't know why. One of the worst parts for me is the hook. I find Sway's voice particularly annoying on it, which usually isn't an issue for me. But he sounds kind of whiny on this hook, and it just kind of does my head in a little bit. Not to mention, he talks
People
about
always
having
ask
no
about
type,
my haircut.
and then
I got the same haircut as Sway Lee, bro.
Tell us what
you look at
type
Sway
is,
Lee, he got
so
the
the hook
same
doesn't
thing.
even make sense.
It's not
As
a
for the
mohawk,
beat,
exactly.
it's relatively minimalistic, which puts even more emphasis on Sway's voice, which isn't great when I'm not a fan of his voice on here. The only enjoyable part here was Slim Jimmy's verse, but everything else was not for me.
I don't wanna be alive. I don't wanna be alive. I just wanna die today. I just wanna die.
Now, I'm not necessarily saying that this song shouldn't be as big as it is, because this song had a noticeable positive effect in the real world, and that's always a good thing. Massive props to Logic for that. But do I think this should be the song that most non-hip-hop listeners know Logic for? Definitely not. Whilst it is impactful and the very, no pun intended, black and white nature of the song make it relate to as wide an audience as possible, it still doesn't change the fact that this song puts across a very oversimplified view of depression and suicide. It can't really be denied, this song is objectively surface level. Again, I appreciate the effect it had, and Logic clearly wasn't making this just to profit off depression or anything like that, but the song doesn't really handle the topic with the care that it could have. Sonically, I think this song is beautiful. The beat gives off a hopeful but sad vibe, and everyone who provides vocals on here does a brilliant job, but I just feel like when you compare this to the rest of Logic's catalogue, it is pretty overhyped.
Just as a reminder to myself, I wear every single
you know damn well the first time you heard this, you was like, this song is lit in a bit. Don't lie. You know.
You know how one of the main reasons for me not liking Mockingbird was Eminem's monotone delivery? Well, yeah, I'm sure you can figure out why I don't like this one either. Drake is more monotone than usual on this track, and that just feels kind of out of place on a song that has such celebratory lyrics. It's all about his success and him grinding to get where he's at. I mean, Drake must have a very different definition to the bottom than most of us, but still, that's the lyrical themes. Now, does a low, I just woke up style of delivery really fit with that message? I don't think so. And it makes the whole thing feel much longer than it actually is. I remember this track being like 4.5 minutes long, but in reality, it runs for under 3 minutes.
Yeah,
it really doesn't feel like it. Honestly, I really enjoy the album this comes from, but this track is one of its lowest points.
Keep his clothes on, I only want the joke.
You didn't think this shit was lit?
I don't want it, you can keep the horse you're feeding for some more in New York.
Apparently this beat was originally intended for 6ix9ine's good old friend Trippie Redd, and it would have been a million times more suitable for him. This kinda eerie, almost creepy beat does not complement 6ix9ine's shout rapping style at all, and I think it would sound much better if someone with somewhat more of a subtle delivery used it. 6ix9ine's lyrics and flows are pretty much going to be carbon copies of each other from track to track, so I rely on his production meshing well with his voice for me to enjoy his tracks, and that's just not what happens here. Not to mention, this track has a really pointless remix featuring Offset, where he basically provides nothing new to the song, so that's not very funny. This is easily one of my least favourite 6ix9ine songs.
Yo, Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet, Miley Percocet.
You know the first time you heard this, you was fucking with it, bro. It just got played out.
Most people I know love this song for the beat, and that is the main thing that makes them enjoy this song. It's weird, because I saw so many people talk about how good this beat was, and they talked about it as if it was one of the first woodwind-based instrumentals ever. But as far as flute beats go, I don't know if it's a flute, but it kinda sounds like one. This one just sounds decent to me. It's definitely catchy and memorable, so it does its job, but when I'm actually listening to it, it doesn't get me super hyped up or in my zone or anything like that. As for Future, he literally does nothing interesting on here. It's the same stuff he commonly raps about, and his delivery is pretty uninteresting. So yeah, all my potential enjoyment was hinging on me loving this beat, and I just didn't, so that's where this song fails for me.
Hey, I I remember syrup sandwiches and
Bruh, you know the first time you heard this on the album, you was like, this is fire. I don't believe you, bro.
This had to be #1 for me because while I don't hate the song, I just don't really understand why it's so huge. Like, this song has nearly 1 billion streams. God damn. It's the most played song on here. Out of the 14 tracks that appeared on Kendrick's Damn album, this one ranks in the bottom 3 for me, honestly. As with a lot of these tracks, I feel like most of my problems with this song fall on the production. It's not that I think Kendrick can't work with beats like this, because he's shown us that he can be very versatile with the beats he works with. He works over almost any type of production, but I just don't like the beat itself on this one. The thudding pianos that the beat resolves around just sound very blunt and unremarkable, and considering there really isn't many layers to the beat at all, not liking that piano hugely affects my enjoyment of the song. Also, this is rarely something I complain about with Kendrick songs, but something about his voice just irks me on this song. I feel like this is due to his delivery being more kinda nasally on this track, and it's just not a sound that is complemented by the dry piano melody. It's cool that even on his biggest songs, Kendrick still has a theme and a message, with him confirming that he's telling himself to be humble with the hook after the cockiness of the verses. But the overall sound of the track is just really unappealing in my opinion. It's great to see Kendrick having this much mainstream success, but I'd be lying if I said I like this song that much. Well, guys,
Dang, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I mean, you had a good list, but once again, it's all subjective. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with a lot of the things you had on here. Yes, they are hyped, but they were hyped for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say they overhyped because they all was hits. You know what I'm saying? Drake started from the bottom. That shit was hyped. It was hella hyped because, you know, the first time you heard that, you was like, this shit is fire. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar, Humble. You was like, oh my God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mask Off. The first time I heard it, I was like, oh. And then it blew up. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't necessarily agree. It still was a good video, though. I heard all your points. You know what I'm saying? I just got to agree to disagree with you, bro. I agree to disagree with you. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all need to learn. That's what a lot of y'all subscribers need to learn. You see how I gave my opinion, but I wasn't rude and shit? A lot of y'all be rude to a lot of other people. Like, you ain't got to be rude with it. Just agree to disagree. State your reason why. That's it. You feel me? But anyway, this was a good video from CDTV Productions. Let me know what y'all thought down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See y'all next time. Peace.